Is there something in your life that makes you feel limited, unhappy, and prevents you from moving on to achieve your ambitions in life? Well, the truth of the matter is that we all have at least one thing that makes life a challenge for us. And frankly speaking, I don't know if there is a single individual on earth here who has everything going as he or she always expects. The sad part of it is that most of the times these setbacks arises when we least expect it, leaving us bewildered, immobilized, and very lonely sometimes. Living and dealing with setbacks can be very challenging and frustrating, but it is very possible to overcome whatever setback that you have, no matter how difficult it is. And I'll tell you how, but before they listen to this, Farida Bedwei is a very successful and an award-winning Ghanaian CEO and tech guru who has inspired many young people in Ghana and beyond. But life hasn't been easy at all for Farida. When she was 10 days old, she developed cerebral palsy, which is a brain damage resulting from rhesus incompatibility of her parents, making it very difficult for her to walk and talk and do the things that a person with normal conditions can do. Of course, I believe you are shocked, but listen to this one too. Helen Keller was an American educator who was one of the 20th century's leading humanitarians, and through her many speeches and appearances, she inspired and encouraged millions of people around the world. But when she was 2 years old, she was struck by a mysterious disease that left her deaf and blind. Well, Farida and Helen are just two of the many people alive and dead who have defied the odds of disability and have inspired many people around the world in a very magnificent way. And you may be wondering how they were able to achieve such great success despite their conditions. Well, I believe that they understood that they have real challenges, but they never allowed those challenges to limit them. And instead of pitying themselves for their disabilities, they rather looked at how they can still do something meaningful with their lives and with what they have. They also knew for sure that because of their conditions, there are certain things that they couldn't do with ease. But they believe that no human being is a waste or useless, and as far as you are alive, there is definitely something that you can do. So they forged ahead to discover what they can do and to train themselves to master those things. Wow. Also, I believe that they came to a point in their lives where they stopped praying for God to change their conditions and understood that the greatest miracles is not only when you are freed of all your shortcomings, even though that would be cool, but it is what you can do and the impact that you can have on the world despite your challenges. When you still find meaning in life and the reason and strength to move on even through the toughest situations, that is a miracle. They stood up for themselves and never allowed the world to tell them that they are disabled and therefore cannot do anything. They did not throw in the towel and never committed suicide. They moved on and they knew that they couldn't do it all by themselves. So they opened up and allowed themselves to be held by others to overcome their challenges. So it may be that your situation is not a physical challenge, but an emotional one resulting from something of great importance that you never had. A financial challenge, maybe you lost your job, or you missed a great opportunity, or maybe you've been greatly disappointed by someone, or there is a sudden occurrence that has turned your world upside down and you feel crippled and immobilized, thinking that you cannot move on with your life. You feel stuck and spend each day hoping and praying that things will change and return to normalcy. It will be good that you had everything positive and going well for you, but if things are not the way you expected, that doesn't mean you are doomed for life. Know that the grace of God is sufficient and His strength is made perfect in your weakness. I am not doing what I'm doing because I have everything going perfectly for me. I have my challenges and my difficulties. But I also know for sure that those setbacks cannot stop me from inspiring you. Rise up and live beyond your limitations. It is very possible, and yes, indeed, you can. Let the lessons from the lives of these great people who have overcome adversity and challenges inspire you and encourage you. Thank you for watching. It's Jil Inspires, and see you again in the next video.